Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're diving into something I think we all struggle with sometimes, like controlling our minds and those pesky negative thoughts.
That inner chatter, right.
Exactly. It can be a real drag.
It really can. We're going deep on this one, folks. We're talking about an interview with Dr. Ethan Kross. He's like one of the leading experts on this stuff.
Oh yeah, he's the real deal.
Yeah.
So, this interview was on the School of Greatness YouTube channel with Lewis Howes.
Yeah, it's a great one. Really insightful.
So, okay, right off the bat, Dr. Kross hits us with this analogy about thoughts. He says they're like kids getting on a school bus, and you're the driver.
I love that analogy.
You can't stop them from getting on, but you get to decide who stays on the bus.
And who gets off, right?
Exactly. And you know what? Even LeBron James uses this technique.
No way, really?
Yeah, it just shows you that even someone at the top of their game, like LeBron, still needs help managing those thoughts.
We all do. That's what's so fascinating about this stuff. It's universal.
So true. Okay, so Dr. Kross talks about how this chatter can really mess things up in three main areas of our lives. The first one is thinking and performance.
It's like trying to think clearly with a bunch of noise in the background.
Oh, yeah. It's like trying to run a marathon with a backpack full of rocks. You just can't perform at your best when you're weighed down by all that negativity.
Exactly. It drains your mental energy and focus. It's like you're trying to solve a complex math problem while someone's blasting music in your ear.
Okay, so imagine you're LeBron James, right?
Mm.
And it's Game 7 of the finals. But your head is full of doubts. What advice would you give him?
Well, first, I'd remind him to use that school bus analogy, get those negative thoughts off the bus. Then I'd tell him to focus on what he can control. His effort, his attitude, his preparation. The rest is just noise.
Love it. Okay, the second area that Dr. Kross talks about is relationships.
Yeah, this is a big one. All that negativity can really affect how we interact with the people we care about.
Totally. It's like this invisible barrier that prevents us from truly connecting with others.
And it can become a vicious cycle, More chatter leads to strained relationships, which just leads to more negativity.
I've been there. Have you ever felt like someone's just bringing you down with their negativity? Like it's just sucking the energy out of the room?
Yeah, totally. It's like emotional vampires. But it's important to remember that everyone's struggling with their own chatter. Sometimes we just need to offer a little extra compassion and understanding.
So true. Okay, the third area is physical health. And this is where it gets real, folks.
Yeah, this isn't just about feeling bad. This is about real, measurable damage to our bodies.
Dr. Kross says that the chronic stress from negativity is linked to all sorts of health problems like heart disease, inflammation, even premature aging.
It's like our minds and bodies are constantly in this tug of war, and when our minds are filled with negativity, it takes a toll on our physical health.
So it's clear that uncontrolled chatter is a problem. But the good news is, Dr. Kross doesn't just leave us hanging. He gives us a ton of practical tools to actually manage it.
Yeah, he's all about actionable solutions, which I love. And he recognizes that there's no one-size-fits-all approach. It's about finding what works for you.
Totally. So what's some of those tools?
Well, one that stood out to me is distance self-talk.
Distance self-talk. That sounds kind of interesting. Tell me more.
It's about talking to yourself in the third person or using your own name when you're coaching yourself through something.
Like, hey, your name, you got this.
Exactly. It sounds a little weird, but it actually helps create some psychological distance from those negative thoughts.
So it's like you're giving advice to a friend, but that friend is you.
Exactly. And it's crazy effective. Even LeBron James uses this technique. Dr. Kross talks about how LeBron used distant self-talk when he was making that tough decision about leaving the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Wow, that's a high-pressure situation for sure. Okay, so what other tools does Dr. Kross recommend?
Another powerful one is what he calls mental time travel, or temporal distancing.
Oh, I love this one. It's like having a time machine for your mind.
Right, exactly. You can use it in two ways. First, you can go back in time and remember how you've overcome similar challenges in the past. It reminds you that you're stronger and more resilient than you think.
Like, remember when we all survived the COVID-19 pandemic? We got through that. We can get through anything.
Exactly. And second, you can use mental time travel to project yourself into the future. Imagine a time when the current problem has faded away. It gives you hope and reminds you that this too shall pass.
Oh, I love that. It's like giving yourself a glimpse of a brighter future. Okay, what else? What other tools can we use to quiet that inner critic?
Well, Dr. Kross talks about the importance of Curating your chatter support system.
So who we surround ourselves with really matters.
Absolutely. We need to be choosy about who we turn to for support. Not everyone is equipped to help us manage our chatter.
It's like sometimes you just need to vent, right? But venting can actually reinforce the negativity if you're not careful.
Exactly. Dr. Kross says that too much venting can actually make things worse.
So we need to find people who can offer perspective and help us reframe our thinking, not just validate our negativity. It's about finding those chatter advisors in our lives.
Exactly. The people who can help us escape those mental traps.
This is so good. I'm learning so much already.
Me too. And we've only just scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore.
I can't wait to dive into the rest of this interview.
Welcome back, everyone. Ready for part 2 of our deep dive.
You bet. I'm ready to learn some more about how to quiet that inner critic.
Well, Dr. Kross talks about something called mental contrasting, and it's super interesting.
Mental contrasting. Okay, I'm intrigued. What's that all about?
So imagine you have a goal, right? Like say you want to start a new business.
Okay, I'm following.
Mental contrasting basically means thinking about both the positive outcomes of reaching that goal, like the success and fulfillment.
Right, the dream.
Exactly. But also thinking about the obstacles that might get in your way.
So like the challenges and the setbacks.
Yeah, like the financial risks, the competition, the long hours.
Huh. That's kind of counterintuitive, isn't it? Wouldn't focusing on the obstacles just make us less motivated?
You'd think so, right. But actually, research shows the opposite. When we mentally contrast the good and the bad, it actually increases our chances of success.
Really? How does that work?
Well, first of all, it helps us identify those potential challenges in advance so we can start brainstorming solutions.
Oh, so we're kind of like mentally preparing ourselves for those bumps in the road.
Exactly. It's like creating a mental roadmap for success.
I like that. A roadmap.
And the other thing is, it helps us really appreciate the value of reaching that goal. Like, if we really think about how awesome it would be to have our own business.
Right, the freedom, the creativity, the impact.
Exactly. Then we're more likely to push through those tough times because we know what we're working towards.
That makes a lot of sense.
And Dr. Kross says mental contrasting is especially helpful for managing chatter because it shifts us from avoiding our problems to actually approaching them head on.
Oh, I see. So instead of trying to ignore those negative thoughts,
we're actually acknowledging them and figuring out how to overcome them.
which is way more effective in the long run, right?
Absolutely. Now, speaking of taking action, Dr. Kross also talks about the importance of self-regulation. Have you ever heard of that?
Self-regulation. I feel like I have, but I'm not sure I could explain it.
Basically, it means being able to control your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, especially when things get tough.
Okay, so like not letting your emotions run wild.
Exactly. It's about being the CEO of your own mind.
I like that, the CEO of my mind.
So, are there like specific ways we can get better at self-regulation?
Yeah, I'd love to know some practical tips.
Well, one technique Dr. Kross suggests is creating implementation intentions.
Implementation intentions. Okay, that sounds a little intimidating. What are those?
It's actually pretty simple. It's like making an if-then plan for yourself. Like, if I start feeling anxious before a presentation, then I will take 5 deep breaths and remind myself that I'm well prepared.
Oh, so it's like having a pre-programmed response ready to go when those challenging situations pop up.
Exactly. You're basically automating your responses, so you don't have to think as much when you're in the heat of the moment.
That's so smart. It's like having a mental autopilot for those times when your chatter tries to take over.
Right. It takes the pressure off.
Yeah.
Now, another powerful tool for self-regulation, and one you've probably heard of, is mindfulness.
Oh, yeah, mindfulness. Everyone's talking about mindfulness these days. But how does it actually help with managing chatter?
So, mindfulness is all about paying attention to the present moment, right here, right now.
Okay, yeah, being present.
But it's not just about being present. It's about doing it without judgment. You're simply observing your thoughts and feelings without getting swept away by them.
It's like becoming an observer of your own mind. Just watching those thoughts come and go like clouds in the sky.
Exactly. You're not trying to push those thoughts away or judge them as good or bad. You're just letting them be. And when you can do that, it creates space between you and those thoughts.
So you're not as attached to those negative thoughts anymore.
Right. You start to realize that your thoughts are not facts. They're just mental events. And you have the power to choose whether or not you believe them.
Wow, that's powerful. So how do we actually practice mindfulness? Is it all about meditation?
Meditation is definitely one way to practice mindfulness, but it's not the only way. You can also practice mindfulness while you're doing everyday activities, like washing the dishes or going for a walk.
Oh, that's cool. So you don't have to sit on a cushion and chant to be mindful.
Nope. It's really about bringing your attention to the present moment, whatever you're doing, and the more you practice, the easier it gets.
I've tried meditation before, and I always struggle to clear my mind. It's like my thoughts are on a constant loop.
Yeah, that's totally normal. A lot of people think meditation is about emptying your mind, but it's actually not. It's more about noticing those thoughts as they come up, without judgment, and gently redirecting your attention back to your breath or whatever you're focusing on.
Okay, that makes me feel a little less pressure.
Good. It's a practice, not a perfection.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned something earlier about a growth mindset.
Mm-hmm.
What's that all about, and how does it help with managing chatter?
So a growth mindset is basically the belief that our abilities aren't fixed, that we can always learn and grow, even in areas where we might struggle.
So it's like believing in our own potential to improve.
Exactly. And it's so important for managing chatter because it helps us see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as signs that we're not good enough.
I see. So instead of beating ourselves up when we make a mistake,
We can view it as a valuable learning experience.
that's a much healthier approach for sure.
Right. And it makes us more resilient in the face of challenges.
I love that. Okay, so we've talked about distanced self-talk, mental time travel, mindfulness, and a growth mindset. What other tools does Dr. Kross recommend for managing chatter?
Well, he talks about the importance of social connection, which makes a lot of sense, right?
Totally. We're social creatures, and our relationships play such a huge role in our overall well-being.
Exactly. Dr. Kross says that strong social connections can actually buffer us against stress and negativity.
It's like having a built-in support system to help us navigate those tough times.
Exactly. And he recommends making an effort to spend quality time with loved ones, to join groups or communities that share our interests, and to just generally prioritize those connections.
I love that. And it reminds me of something we talked about earlier, the idea of curating our chatter support system. It's not just about having a lot of friends or followers. It's about having the right kind of connections.
Absolutely. People who lift us up and support us, not those who bring us down with their own negativity.
Okay, so social connection is huge. What else?
Another powerful tool is gratitude.
Ah, gratitude. That's a big one for me. I've definitely noticed that when I take the time to appreciate the good things in my life, even the small things, it really shifts my perspective.
It's amazing how powerful gratitude can be, right? Research shows that practicing gratitude can actually reduce stress, improve sleep, and boost our overall happiness.
So how can we make gratitude a more regular part of our lives?
One simple way is to keep a gratitude journal. Like every day, just write down 3 to 5 things you're grateful for.
Oh, I like that. It's like a daily reminder to focus on the good.
Exactly. And you can also practice gratitude by expressing it to others, like by writing thank you notes or just telling people how much you appreciate them.
It's like a ripple effect of positivity.
Exactly. Now, speaking of feeling good, Dr. Kross also talked about the power of awe.
Ah, like being in awe of something.
Exactly. Awe is that feeling of wonder and amazement that we get when we experience something fast and extraordinary.
Like looking up at a sky full of stars or standing at the edge of the Grand Canyon.
Yes, exactly like that. And Dr. Kross says that awe has this incredible ability to quiet our inner chatter.
Really? How so?
Well, when we experience awe, it kind of puts our problems into perspective, you know? Our worries and anxieties seem so small in comparison to the vastness of the universe.
I can totally see that. It's like a reminder that we're part of something much bigger than ourselves.
Right. And he suggests making an effort to seek out experiences that evoke awe, whether it's spending time in nature, listening to beautiful music, or watching a breathtaking performance.
That's a great reminder. I think it's so easy to get caught up in our daily routines and forget to look for the wonder in the world around us.
It's so important to make time for those experiences. Now, before we move on, I want to emphasize one really important point that Dr. Kross makes. Managing chatter is a journey, not a destination.
It's not like we just flip a switch and suddenly our minds are quiet forever, right?
Right. There will be ups and downs, days when we feel more in control, and days when our chatter feels extra loud.
So it's about being patient with ourselves and recognizing that this is an ongoing process.
Absolutely. And it's about celebrating our progress along the way. Every step we take towards greater mental peace and clarity is a victory worth celebrating.
That's a great reminder. I'm really enjoying this deep dive. So much great stuff to think about and put into practice.
Me too. I'm learning so much from Dr. Kross's work.
All right, we're back for the final part of our deep dive into managing that inner chatter.
I'm excited to keep exploring this with you. It's such an important topic.
Absolutely. So we've learned a lot of great tools and techniques, but I'm curious, how do we actually make these practices a regular part of our lives? How do we make them stick?
Well, that's where it gets really interesting. Dr. Kross talks about creating a personalized chatter toolkit.
Ooh, a chatter toolkit. I like that. It sounds like we're becoming mental ninjas or something.
Exactly. It's like we're not just going to let that chatter take over. We're going to be prepared.
So what kind of tools go in this toolkit?
Well, think about all the things we've talked about so far. Distanced, self-talk, mental time travel, mindfulness, gratitude, awe, reframing.
Right. It's like a whole arsenal of weapons against negativity.
Exactly. And the key is to figure out which tools work best for you.
Because we're all different, right?
Yeah.
What works for one person might not work for another.
Exactly. And Dr. Kross encourages us to be curious, to experiment, and to find what really resonates with us. There's no one-size-fits-all approach.
I love that. So it's about becoming our own mental health experts, figuring out what our minds need to thrive.
Exactly. It's like being a scientist, but for your own mind. You get to test out different hypotheses and see what works.
Okay, so we've got our toolkit, but how do we actually use it?
Yeah.
In real life when those negative thoughts start creeping in.
Well, one thing Dr. Kross suggests is to pay attention to your triggers.
Triggers. Like what sets off those negative thought spirals?
Exactly. Like maybe you notice that you tend to get really down on yourself after scrolling through social media for too long.
Oh yeah, I've totally been there.
Or maybe you realize that certain people or environments just drain your energy and make your chatter louder.
It's like those energy vampires we were talking about earlier.
Exactly. So once you know what your triggers are, you can start to make conscious choices to avoid them or to have a plan for managing those situations.
So it's about being proactive, not reactive.
Right. It's about taking control of your mental environment, just like you would take care of your physical environment.
Love it. Okay, so what else can we do to make these practices a regular part of our lives?
One thing that's helped me is to set reminders.
Reminders.
Yeah.
Like sticky notes on the mirror or something.
Yeah, exactly. Or alarms on your phone, or even just a little note in your planner. Anything that will help you remember to pause throughout the day and check in with yourself.
Oh, I like that. It's like a little nudge to be more mindful.
Exactly. And another thing you can try is to integrate these practices into activities you already enjoy.
Oh, that's smart. So like, if I love going for walks, maybe I could turn that into a mindfulness practice.
Exactly. Or if you love listening to music, maybe you could create a playlist of uplifting songs that help you shift your mood.
I love that idea. It's about making those practices a natural part of your day, not just another thing on your to-do list.
Exactly. And it's about being kind to yourself throughout the process.
Right, because this isn't about perfection, it's about progress.
Exactly. It's about celebrating those small wins, those moments when you catch yourself spiraling into negativity and you choose to use your toolkit instead.
I love that. This has been such an insightful conversation. I feel like I've learned so much about managing my own mind.
Me too. And I hope our listeners feel the same way. It's been a pleasure exploring this topic with you.
Likewise. And to everyone listening, don't forget to check out that interview with Dr. Ethan Kross and Lewis Howes on the School of Greatness YouTube channel.
It's packed with even more wisdom and practical advice for managing that inner chatter and creating a more peaceful and fulfilling life.
Until next time, folks, keep diving deep.